The South African Women's Masters, proudly presented by the Sunshine Ladies Tour, is one of the most historic tournaments in South African women's golf. At the magnificent Sanlamir estate on KwaZulu-Natal's south coast, Mayor Nomusa Mqwebu welcomed this year's international field with a strong message of women empowerment through golf.
This event is so important to me because as a mayor, this town is a tourist destination, that's number one. And also, it makes women happy. Wherever I go, I'm saying, let's give women, let's empower women. Because if you empower a woman, you empower the whole nation.
The infamous South Coast win saw only one player break par in a tough first round. That was Sweden's Sophie Bringner, whose round of 1 under was good enough for a one-stroke lead. And in calm conditions on day 2, Bringner was ready to take advantage as early as the par 5 first. With this putt, she did exactly that as she went on to make a birdie on the opening hole. Kim Williams arrived at Sanlamir on the back of contending for the Dimension Data Ladies Challenge the week before. She birdied her first 2 holes of the day, gave that back with 2 bogeys, and then moved to 1 under for her round with a birdie here at the 8th. But Bringner was determined to keep the pressure on the rest of the field, and she set herself up for another birdie here at the par 4 third. Golf RSA Elite Squad amateur Kajal Mistry started the second round on 3 over and had a highly entertaining front 9. She birdied the third, holed her wedge for an eagle 2 on the par 4 sixth, bogeyed 7 and then parred the 8th. Scotland's Hannah McCook, just 1 off the first round lead, gave herself some work to do when she bogeyed the opening hole of the day, but this birdie at the third put her second round back on track at level par. Lejan Lewthwaite started her tournament with a 75. 2 birdies in her opening 2 holes on day 2 were offset by a double bogey on the 6th, so she was happy to steady her round with a solid par at the 8th. Back at the third, Bringner rolled this in for birdie, her second of the day, and with the Swede off to a great start. Ahead of her, Mistry had turned in 2 under for the day. She went into the back 9 with a bogey at 10 and then birdied the 12th on her way to this approach into the 13th, from where she made par. Bringner, though, was proving hard to catch. Her great form on the green saw her 3 under through her first 6 holes, and even coming up short with a poor chip on the 8th couldn't stop the Swede from rolling in another birdie. Ahead of her, Williams had closed out her front 9 with birdies at 8 and 9, and she was looking for an eagle here on the par 5 13th. Not to be, but she'd take that birdie to move to 3 under for her round. After her double bogey at the 6th, Lewthwaite dipped back under par for her round with a birdie on 10, but the 13th wasn't going to give her any more than a par for her efforts. Bringner had gone out in 4 under, but she bogeyed the 10th and suddenly found her putter went cold on her as she also parred the 13th. Williams, though, was finishing strong. She birdied 14, 17 and then this at 18 for a 66 she felt was long in the making and which earned her the clubhouse lead on 3 under.
Starting out the beginning of the season, I was still a bit nervous and rusty, and last week, with being in contention, I felt like I threw it away a little bit. But I think if I keep putting myself in those positions in contention, things will slowly start slotting into place.
After that fast start on the front, Bringner struggled on the second 9 and bogeyed the 18th to tie Williams on 3 under with a 70. So after 36 holes, it was Williams and Bringner leading the field by 3 strokes over Mistry, who was flying the flag for the amateurs, and the informed Nabuhle Dlamini. The real strength of South African golf has always been its focus on the next generation of stars, with support from people such as the Mayor and her team.
I've started a youth academy, which I said to the youth, you can be professionals also, but you start here as amateur. And I want to say I'm happy that the professionals and the amateurs now, they are playing together, and that creates the love of the golf.
The final round was another perfect day on the south coast and on a Sanlamir course that proved again why it's one of the country's most popular and scenic layouts. and a particular favourite for the Sunshine Ladies Tour professionals. Scotland's Hannah McCook was 5 shots off the lead of Williams and Bringner after rounds of 72 and 74 and started her final day with a par at the first. Lejan Lewthwaite was 7 shots off the lead and showed her intent with a birdie at the first. This was her second into the par 4 fifth hole. Kajal Mistry was only 3 shots off the leaders and looking to join Ashley Buhai as amateur winners of this event. She holed her next putt for par at the first. Ahead of her, Lewthwaite would also walk off with a par on the 5th hole to keep her at 1 under for her round. Onto the leaders, and Kim Williams wanted a fast start at the opening par 5, but she was denied a birdie. It was all quiet on the putting front for McCook as well, who lipped out for birdie on the 5th to record her 5th straight par of the round. Simone Henriques was another of Golf RSA's rising stars in the field, and she went on to finish as the second best amateur in 10th place on 5 over. Between her and fellow amateur Mistry, they certainly represented Golf RSA with pride on the professional stage. With 7 straight pars to start her round, McCook's break finally came at the par 5 8th, where she made her first birdie of the round from there. After a birdie at the 2nd and bogey at the 4th, Mistry made this birdie at 5 to get to 1 under for the tournament and now a serious contender for the title. 3-time Sunshine Ladies Tour champion Nabuhle Dlamini was finding it tough at 2 over and playing the 8th, but that was for birdie, and the Swazi star would eventually finish 5th overall on 2 over. Behind her, Lejan Lewthwaite was storming up the leaderboard. She'd birdied the 1st, 6th, 8th and 9th holes to turn 4 under for her round, and that shot set her up for a birdie on 13. After her birdie at the 5th, Mistry bogeyed the next hole, but she set herself up for another birdie here at the 8th. Lewthwaite was now setting the final round pace, and that birdie took her to 5 under for the day and by far the best round of golf on day 3. The Swede Bringer was in trouble early on. She double bogeyed the 1st and bogeyed the 2nd before this birdie at the 8th, and she went on to finish 6th. Lewthwaite arrived at the 15th, having bogeyed the previous short hole, but this birdie took her back to 5 under for the day and 1 under for the tournament. And Mistry was pushing just as hard. Her birdie here at the 13th gave her a share of the lead with Lewthwaite on 1 under. Playing the 18th, co-leader Lewthwaite took no chances with the water and was safely on in 2. Just 1 hole behind her, Mistry was also keeping it together with a par at the 17th. A good first putt left Lewthwaite with this for par, and that 67 gave her the clubhouse lead on 1 under, with a young amateur now looking to produce an upset. Mistry had a tougher par putt at the last to force a playoff, which she did with her 71. Again, it wasn't to be Kim Williams this week as she wrapped up a 76 to finish tied 3rd with Hannah McCook. Back to the par 4 18th for the playoff, and Lewthwaite was 2nd off. Mistry had found the fairway with her drive, while Lewthwaite finished in the right rough, and she again opted for the safe option at the back of the green for 2. With the pressure now squarely on her young shoulders, Mistry rose to the challenge once again and gave her professional rival plenty to think about with this approach. But 2 playoff victories on the IGT Challenge Tour means Lewthwaite had experience in these circumstances, and this huge birdie putt threw the pressure straight back to Mistry. Looking to become the first amateur winner of the SA Women's Masters since 2006, Mistry came so close with this putt. But she'd more than stood up to the pressure of this final round to finish second against a quality field and as the leading amateur. A thrilling finish that saw Lejan Lewthwaite add her name to one of South African women's golf's most sought-after titles, the 2019 South African Women's Masters champion, and her maiden victory on the Sunshine Ladies Tour on a course that owed her one.
It's huge. I think I've come second on this golf course twice before, so I'm glad. And you know, a couple of people were saying to me 3-2-1 this week because it was third at Irene, second at Didata, so I'm happy to accomplish that. But yeah, a lot of hard work in between.
The hard work has certainly paid off as she moved to the top of the Investec Property Fund Order of Merit with this win, ahead of multiple winner Dlamini, and what a season for the amateur Mistry in 3rd place. 3rd in the Canon Sunshine Ladies Tour Open, 2nd in the Dimension Data Ladies Pro-Am, and now finally a winner in the South African Women's Masters. From the serenity of San Lemire and the South Coast, goodbye until next time on the Sunshine Ladies Tour. The South African Women's Masters, proudly brought to you by the Sunshine Ladies Tour.